Hello, what's up? It's Bridgit Mendler here at 17. Yay! I'm just answering some questions from you guys, so toss them out. Fire away.
So let's start. I was doing my little research on you.
Yeah.
And I have discovered that I think that you are the busiest woman in show business. Tell us how you got started, because you do a ton of stuff.
I got started, quite young. I guess I knew what I wanted to do when I was like 11. I said, hey mom, I want to be an actress. So I just got my little local agent in San Francisco, and then I got an agent down in LA when I was 13 and just kind of started working. And music was always something that I actively did for myself, just sort of like therapeutically. And then like as I was working on different shows, I would have the guitar with me every day. So yeah, it kind of just naturally became a career as well. And yeah, I don't know, I kind of have just been rolling ever since.
So you've done a lot of different work on Disney Channel and off. What do you think has been the most surreal moment in your career so far?
Surreal moment. Honestly, I think making this project has been the most surreal.
And you're talking about your new EP?
Yes, yeah, making the new EP, Nemesis. I guess just because I've had the most creative control over that, and that experience has been so different than anything else that I've had. I think as a performer, it's really exciting to dive into different characters, and it's always a challenge to get new material and to try and wrap yourself around it and make it something that's your own. But to start from the ground level of nothing and have to decide, your team and then what stories you want to tell and be the actual storyteller yourself, and really having no one to answer to has been really exciting.
Before we really dive into talking about the EP and all the new music, I want to hear a little bit more about your work with the charity, the We movement.
Yeah, We is great. I've attended a number of their We Days in the past, and recently I went on a Me to We trip with them to Kenya, which was so cool. It was great to travel with a number of different artists and like be together with those people in that sort of setting where you're being exposed to just a completely different lifestyle and set of experiences with the locals there, and where you're really just confronted with your personal responsibility and capacity for change. And so yeah, I think it was really exciting, and also just convicting about what can be done and what should be done.
That's amazing. So jumping backwards a little bit, so we've seen you were in Good Luck Charlie and in Lemonade Mouth, both big Disney Channel like staples. But you're also doing a ton of work post Disney. You're currently on Nashville?
Yeah, so I did another TV series, Undateable, which was really fun.
Which is on Hulu, I believe.
NBC.
NBC, okay.
I don't know if it's like moved to Hulu or something.
Oh, no, like you can watch it on Hulu.
Oh.
I think so.
You can watch it on Hulu.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, you guys, just to clear the air, I've done one episode of Nashville, and I had so much fun doing it, and that's the extent to what I know my involvement to be on the show right now. So yes, you can see me on the show, and really cool people, cool experience, but I just don't want to get you overhyped about something.
We just love you. We just get so excited.
Oh,
okay, let's see. Now, this is a question I was wondering. So what do you think about other former Disney stars bashing their Disney careers post, obviously, Disney, their time in Disney, such as like Joe Jonas and Zac Efron with like their sort of tell-alls and being embarrassed of, I guess, the work that they did? What do you think about that?
I think that it's important to be honest about how you feel. So I think that if that's something that's important to them in terms of just sharing their story and where they're at right now, then they should be sharing that. My experience with working on Disney was different, and so I think that it's good for people to know that that's not the only experience that you could have off of that platform, but you know, that's their life.
So you'd say yours was more like a positive experience?
My experience was very positive. Yeah, I worked on a show where we were all one big happy family, and I always felt like I had every opportunity that I would have wanted exposed to me, and so yeah, I was happy.
So if you had to choose between acting or music, which one would you choose?
I wouldn't choose, man.
That's totally fine too. That's the third option.
However, I would say, like, I have chosen to focus on music for this time period so that I can really get it right. And I think that that's important to me, is to just realize that being committed to something in a deep and genuine way requires prioritizing. So for me to be involved in music to the degree that I want to be, I have to prioritize that for a period of time. And look, I'm excited to dive into acting as well. And I think it'll just continue to exist in a back and forth relationship. That's how I've done it my whole career.
And now, so the sound of your EP is a lot different, or just a little bit more mature, I would say, than your previous album. What can you attribute to the kind of change in sound?
That's why the EP's titled Nemesis. I think it's scary to be real. I think it's scary to not just act like you're all happy and excited all the time. And maybe that's the one thing I could say about, like, being a Disney kid, is that, like, it is a very sunny, bright role, and I love that I've been a part of comedy shows for my career, and I've made pop music, and I think that it's so important to just infuse some light and joy into the world in whatever way you can, because who needs to be, like, bogged down with sad stuff? But expressing this EP was something I needed to do. I needed to be kind of fearless about the fact that not all of my emotions were just pure sunshine and rainbows, and maybe like a fun little hip-hop beat in there. And it was really, really exciting to just explore sounds kind of from a place of freedom like that with the producers that I was working with. We didn't start from the assumption of this needs to be like a pop hit summer song, which is great fun. Like, those are awesome. But we just started from a different vantage point, and I'm really glad that we did, because we came up with a sound that feels very authentic.
I agree.
Sorry, that was really long.
No, I agree. Okay, so what was the main inspiration behind Atlantis and the EP?
Main inspiration. Atlantis was one of those things where I had this extra day with me and Book, one of the other producers, and so we just decided to get into the studio. We were like, well, let's see what we can make. And so I roll in there, and I, was processing some emotions. The emotion that I was feeling that day was just a sense of numbness. Like, I don't know, I had been so used to feeling a lot, and a lot for a certain person, and then once that went away, it was almost like this overwhelming sense of numbness, if that makes any sense, where all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, like where is my sense of emotion? I don't have that. That's just gone. And so that's kind of what came out for the song, and conveniently Book was making this sort of like oceanic sounding beat, so I was like, we're gonna write about a lost city today. And then the EP overall, Nemesis being the theme, just for sort of like the fearlessness of creative discovery, and the different songs. I think I was describing it actually to somebody else as like a regret tattoo, which is, I know that sounds kind of weird, but regret tattoos to me, not that I have any, because I don't, but just the idea that you get something in a moment that is so charged, where you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna get this, and this is how I feel right now, and then the way that you look back on it afterwards, you might not say like, oh, I'm so glad that I have like some random Roman numerals on my arm, or a peace sign or something, or I don't know. If anyone has those, that's great. But just the idea that maybe you don't relate to that after the fact. With a regret tattoo, you wind up just remembering it for what it meant to you in the moment. And I think that songs can be that way. They're just so emotionally charged in the moment that they're in, that I felt really good about having them be expressing an emotion that was it's just like a tattoo. It's just like a flash. And so there's songs on there that are about nostalgia. There's songs on there that are about jealousy. There's songs about sadness and longing. So all really uplifting stuff.
Okay, we're going to take some questions from you guys. Now, I will say, Bridgit, you have a very, very strong fan base in Brazil. They really, really want you to come there.
I am. I'll be there, you guys.
Okay, so Edward wants to know, do you still talk to the cast of Good Luck, Charlie?
Yes, I do. I had some of them over for dinner just like a month ago.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, someone else, a few different people added that they missed that show.
Oh, it was such a good time.
Blessin wants to know, this is one of my favorite questions I've seen. Should I make chicken parm or enchiladas tonight?
Ooh. Ooh. Enchiladas. I wish I could make enchiladas.
Same. Zach says, I love Atlantis so much. I'm so excited for the EP, but why only an EP?
I mean, look, it took me a long time to put out music, and so I think the idea of dipping my toes back in, just making a couple of songs that I felt like I could make that I really felt proud of, that's just about all I could handle. But we are going to put together a full album, so don't worry, that's on its way too.
Rayhan really wants a shout out.
Hi, Rayhan.
Ava wants to know, what are you going to be for Halloween?
Dude, I don't know. I'm trying to sort this out. I just almost threw the towel in and said I'm just going to be Batman again.
Hey, it's a good costume.
Right?
Onyx wants to know, do you have a tour coming up?
I do. I have some specific dates coming up that are posted on my page, right? Right, guys? They're posted on a page. There's some dates posted.
Yeah.
And then South America, you're in luck because I'm coming in December.
Everyone take note. What are you going to be doing in South America?
I'm just doing a handful of shows.
That's amazing.
Dropping in.
Ooh. Okay, let's see, you guys. A lot of people want both Good Luck Charlie and Undateable to come back.
Sweet. I mean, time of my life.
What's your favorite memory of being a Disney kid?
Favorite memory of being a Disney kid? Oh, man. I guess just like the family that I grew up in. I feel like it's such a unique experience. Like my birthdays on sets were always the most fun. I got to celebrate my birthday on Good Luck Charlie and have silly string in front of a live audience and cake and just like a family that kind of like existed on the set and then extended out through the whole world. Like, it's crazy to me that I go to different places in the world and they know me because I've been in their living room. So I feel really fortunate for that.
Jose wants to know, what's your Snapchat?
Don't have one, Jose. I'm sorry.
You're on Instagram, though.
I have Instagram. Bridgit Mendler. Straightforward.
John wants to know, how's your love life?
Oh, John, it's non-existent, to be honest with you. I live under a rock. That's what I tell everyone.
So Erica wants to know, is the song Atlantis about your ex-boyfriend Shane?
I think obviously we broke up. However, the song is kind of more about my own personal emotional experience, but that is a reaction to a relationship.
Of course. Okay, guys, keep leaving your questions. Let's see. People want to know if you're coming to Europe.
I might be.
And Puerto Rico and Australia.
I'll just keep trotting around the world. That'd be so fun.
Lena wants to know, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Everyone's favorite question.
Ooh, where do I see myself in 10 years? Honestly, I feel like the world is changing so fast. I don't know where anyone sees themselves in 10 years. We're all probably going to be on hoverboards. Or, I don't know. We're all going to be living in Twitter.
Ellie wants to know, what's your favorite song to write, or that you wrote from the EP?
That's really hard.
And just, what day is it coming out? November 18th, was that it?
November 18th.
You guys, be sure to get it.
Yes, please. My favorite song to write off of the EP, I really like Library. I think that was a fun storytelling moment, and also melodically, it just feels like different.
Bridget wants a shout out.
Bridget?
Yeah.
Bridget to Bridget?
Yeah,
Hey,
Bridget
girl.
to Bridget.
Hi. I don't meet very many of those.
That's amazing. Do baristas just constantly spell your name wrong?
Honestly, I was at the airport yesterday, and somebody was asking, what's your name for the coffee order? Pretty standard. Why is it that we always feel so weird giving our real names? Like we're all some sort of secret spy. Maybe it's because when I was growing up and I was, getting my drink order at the local coffee spot, I would always playfully say oh, my name's Shoshana, or just something random, or Cinderella, ha ha ha. But everybody knows that's not your name. I don't know. So for me, actually answering honestly my name at a coffee shop feels really weird. But I did, and they never spell it right.
Yeah. Rebecca wants to know, how do you spend your time outside of music and acting?
I like hanging out with friends. I like eating at different places. So LA has so many fun restaurants. If you ever go to LA, just ask me where to go, because I know all the good spots. Another thing I like to do aside from eating food is cooking it. So I spend a lot of time cooking. I also
What have you made recently?
Recently, I've just been trying to be frugal with what I have in my fridge. So just basic stuff, just sandwiches. I experimented with spaghetti squash. That was fun. Just did that with a little meatball on top. Oh, so this is super LA, but it's also just been a fun experiment. For me, I kind of have enjoyed dabbling into the whole vegan experience. And then don't get me wrong, I had smoked salmon this morning, but just for the novelty of it. And so I was just experimenting with this thing called, I don't know if it's actually called seitan. Okay, it is called seitan, because I asked for it at the grocery store, and he was like, Satan? And then I realized, that I could see why that would come across as weird, me being in a grocery store asking for Satan. But no, it's a vegan meat replacement with a really great texture, actually. So you should check it out.
Courtney wants to know, what's your favorite fast food? And that also doubles to guilty pleasure food.
Okay, because I do think that those are different questions.
Okay.
I love In-N-Out Burger. That's obvious. A California girl. And then I guess guilty pleasure would be cookies. I also love ice cream. I love ice cream. And cookies.
You can do both. Get a girl,
cookie
and both.
ice cream. It's bad though, because I just sometimes if I'm hanging out with people, or if I'm in a work setting or something and it's late at night, I just my mind starts to wander, and I'm just I know what I'm gonna do when I get home. I'm gonna just open up that ice cream. So if my eyes ever looked glazed over, it's probably because I'm thinking about ice cream.
Okay, last question. If you weren't doing acting or singing, what would you be doing, career-wise? I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, so I feel like I'm sure you're certain about knowing what you want to do.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Alternate reality.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something that I've entertained. I think, honestly, there's this weird thing with math in my family. My brother went into a math degree, and I debated it for a period of time. So I don't know. Maybe I just go into math or something.
That's awesome. So we're just gonna remind everyone who's watching. The EP comes out November 18th. Nemesis.
Yeah.
Where can they find it?
Everywhere. Just, open up a door, bam, it's there right in front of you. Or more realistically, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Apple Music, I can't keep up with all the different services these days, you guys, but just check out the various ones and it will be there, ready and waiting for you.
And then where can we follow you on social media?
Bridgit Mendler on Twitter, Bridgit Mendler on Facebook, Bridgit Mendler on Instagram.
She makes it so easy for you guys.
I know, right? Just keeping it right at your fingertips. I don't know if I'm on any other platforms.
MySpace? Just kidding.
I don't think so. But yeah, just look for Bridgit Mendler wherever you go, and you'll see if it's legit or not, but it's probably me.
Now, did you want to give the audience a little bit of a sample, a little teaser of your upcoming, or your current single?
Yeah, a little Atlantis.
A lot of people are asking for it.
Cool. I'll just do deep underwater is where I left my love. Clean at the surface, shallow to the touch. Nothing left, teaser wreck, buried deep in the sand. Now I don't feel a thing when I'm holding his hand. And I'm asking myself, will I shiver again? Oh, I know how to feel, I know that love exists. It's asleep with the fishes down in Atlantis. Oh my Lord, where's my soul? How did we end up like this? Fast asleep with the fishes down in Atlantis.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Be sure to subscribe for our live notifications. Go ahead and follow Bridgit Mendler at Bridgit Mendler on pretty much all the most important sites.
Anywhere.
Check out our EP Nemesis on November 18th. And that's all for now, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.